Thank you for joining us. Welcome to LumioseStation.
Yo, what's up, Mother Buds, and welcome to episode 4 of Pokemon Art Academy here at LumioseStation. Hope you're all experiencing that's a clean growth, as always, guys. And happy Oris Week to you all. I hope you're all enjoying the great new game that we have. Great new / old game. Some things have been changed, some things haven't been changed, some things I haven't even seen yet. At the time of this recording, I'm only 5 badges in. Let me know how far you guys are. Let me know how far you guys are in the game. And next week, guys, I want to see that Oris artwork. I want to see it. Show me all of it. We have yet to receive any of the new megas in the free arts. But speaking of which, guys, Hall of Fame. Our champion this week is at Sarcasm Sickness because of the aforementioned free art mode, guys. Free art mode, please do try and send me more of those types of artwork. All the other ones, the game does try to guide you step by step, and they are pretty nice, and the lighting's pretty awesome, and everything they show you is amazing. But I'd like to see what you guys can come up with by yourselves. I'd like to see what, I don't know, what fills your head. Like, take the lessons that the game has shown you about shading and lighting and all that stuff, and try and apply it to one of your works. And that will get you far in here, and that will get you far in any artistic endeavor. So yeah, make sure to just try and send me some of those starting next week. Let me see what you got, guys. Coming in, let's see, it's hard to even say coming in second place, coming in or whatever. I don't even rank them by places, guys. Just coming in at the second slot, I guess. Okay, at United Commenter once again for the consistency. The Lapras was pretty cool. I chose it over his Charizard, which you'll see at the end of the Hall of Fame. I chose it over the Charizard because just the style of it matches more with the background that it's part of. You know, like I like the fact that it has a double border, and then the background of it just emphasizes it a little bit more. It really balances well with it, and yeah, I mean that's pretty much right. I just like the style and feel of it. I really don't rank art in terms of like how detailed it is or how, you know, I don't even rank it. I try not to rank it. I try to keep it all subjective, and it's more about just, I don't know, it's just more about it looking different, it feeling different, it feeling cool, it's hard to explain, it just has to catch my eye in a different way, is the best way I can explain it. In the third slot, guys, we have Haley, at Haley Kametra. Thank you, Haley, for always submitting one every week, and you will be featured here, pretty much, it seems, every week, because for whatever reason, we appear to get around 5 to 6 submissions every week, so pretty much those submissions are what's gonna make it every episode here at Pokemon Art Academy Lumiose Edition. At the fourth slot, we have at Silvertriss79 with the Mega Lucario over here. He did mention that he spent a little bit of time in the free art mode editing the background, so that is a custom background, and for that you will get much love, Silvertriss99. Thank you for sending that in. In the fifth slot, we have at Gaming Dude the 725 with the Groudon. That is Oris related. That is an Oris related Pokemon, but it's not a Primal Groudon. A Primal Groudon would have gotten you that champion spot, sir. So make sure you try and send me one next week. All you have to do is edit though your current one that you have, make them a little bigger, make them a little, I don't know, a little more contrasty. Maybe add a little bit of that primal lighting to it, right around those circles areas. Circle the patterns. You know what I'm talking about. In the sixth slot, guys, as I already mentioned, at United Commenter, he keeps submitting about 4 entries every week. It's hard not to feature the man or woman. I'm guessing it's a man though. He has not mentioned otherwise, and I believe I have referred to him as man all this whole time. So let's just not waste any more time, guys. Let's just dive right into it. Here we go. Congratulations again to all the Hall of Famers. Woo! Woo! That's where I would cue in the little confetti special effects from Vegas if I knew how to do that. Maybe that's what we'll lead off this episode, guys. Let's talk about video editing, because that's fun, right? Let's go into lessons. Let's see. We did the starter exercises. We are at the novice course. We're past the novice course, aren't we? No, we're not. Huh. Okay. Still have one more to go in the novice course here. And it is I forgot what the thing was called. An Inkay, there you go. Create a full body drawing of Inkay. Learn to build up a drawing from construction shapes. I don't know what construction shapes are, but we're about to find out right now. Or I'm about to find out right now. You guys have most likely already passed the game like 4 times. Just gonna have a little drink. Sorry, guys. I need to be a little refreshed. Welcome to the final set of lessons in the Novice course. We're going to draw Inkay, a small, floating, dark, and psychic Pokemon. When the lights in Inkay's top flash, its opponents become dazed and lose their will to fight. This allows for a swift getaway to a safer place. So it's the coward Pokemon. Gotcha. Now, in this lesson, I'm going to introduce you to a new tool. It's a pencil! Oh my god! And also a new type of drawing overlay, the construction shapes overlay! You can switch between the different overlays via the overlay button in your toolbox. Did I say overlay? Alright. Just like that, the construction shapes overlay is a useful guide to the shape of a Pokemon. Not bad. Actually, that actually is a pretty important aspect of everything, guys. I'm not sure if you guys have ever seen some of the vector work that I do, but I do try and break everything down to its simplest shape, and then just apply symmetry to the other side of it, and then just build off of it. Pretty much, I try to construct every complicated thing that I have on my vectors with simple shapes. It's honestly the I don't know. It's a very easy way to get it to have that clean look. So. It's on top of your drawing, just like an outline overlay we've used up until now. Here are some examples of construction shapes. Can you tell what Pokemon they are? That is an Oshawott. That is the aforementioned Inkay. That is a Torchic. When you have the construction shapes, it's easy to sketch in the details with a pencil. And once you have your pencil sketch, oh my god, it's transforming! You can draw the final outlines on top. Then you can erase the pencil lines and color in your drawing! Oh my god! Let's start sketching Inkay details now. We'll start with Inkay's top. The green triangle shape shows its size and position. We will smooth the angles and draw a soft shape around it. Sorry guys, the only reason I said smooth the angles like that was because it's highlighted in blue. That means it's important. Oh my god. Alright. Let's click on that shiny glowing thing over there. Okay. Alright. Okay. Alright, cool. Alright, I got this. Alright. I hope I got this. Okay. No more messing around here. So yeah, Oris weekend / Black Friday weekend / Smash weekend. So maybe I should have said everything in Smash, in Smash mode. Construction shapes. No, that's not how it's. That's not the voice. I forgot. Hold on. What's the voice sound like? The voice sounds something like Fox. So how do I say construction shapes in that voice? I don't know. How about I get this outline right first, and then I'll worry about talking later. We can words later. Let's see. It's just nice and easy, does it? Oh my god, that's a horrible line. That's okay. Let's just try that again. Oh my god, what's going on here? Why can't I not do it? Hello? See this, guys? I'm trying. I must have switched I must have switched the pencil without even knowing it. Okay. How does that happen? Well, whatever. Alright, this is looking a little better. Where's my auto smooth? Is that not supposed to be a feature? Oh my lord. Or is my thing just so destructive that it can't, no auto smoothing can save it? Is that what it is? Okay, here we go. Oh, there we go. Smooth line. Get it to that finish line. Get it in there. There you go. Perfect. Well, I mean, not perfect, but, as perfect as this Bulbasaur will get it. Let's zoom in for this next part. There we go. Okay. That goes there. That goes there. Okay. Okay. Well, guys, like I mentioned, happy Thanksgiving to you all. I hope you all had a pretty great time. Pretty fancy time. Fancy time? Is it fancy turkey? Turkey. The hell's a turkey? Fancy turkey. Gobble gobble. Yeah, let me know what your guys' Thanksgiving tradition is, and before you start going, oh god, doesn't everybody just do sling? No, we do not. My family actually, after like 5-6 years of serving turkey and getting complaints that we didn't like turkey, we started getting the chicken option next to it. So every Thanksgiving we have chicken. So same food that we have 5 days before Thanksgiving. Um, which isn't a special holiday. I'm just mentioning that nothing really special gets served outside of we do have the shrimp. Yeah, for whatever reason we have shrimp and chicken options on Thanksgiving. It doesn't make sense. It doesn't have to make sense. We're Hispanic. It's not even our our holiday in the first place. Let's continue sketching. The bottom of Inkei's body split into 8 tentacles, though we only see 5 of them here. At the sides of the head are 2 pointy flaps, which come from the base of its top. Okay. So, yeah, okay. Alright. Nice and smooth lines, right, gotcha. Okay. Okay, that one, okay. Alright. Okay. Okay, well, alright, come on, that's not even fair. I'm right here trying to pay attention, trying to pay as close to much attention as possible, and then they just like fast forward and they're just like, yeah, you can just assume what we did there, right? No, please. Okay, here we go. Let's just dun, 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 dun. Yeah, guys, how are you guys liking Aura so far? I think that the changes they've made to it are pretty awesome. I think they're pretty awesome. I think that the community might have underestimated how badly people want to kind of experience it for themselves, first before watching it on YouTube. So it is a little strange to see how many channels have not really met expectations, or their expectations, I guess, for their Oris playthroughs. Luckily for me, I didn't really have any for mine. For me, it was just more so if I didn't do Oris, I felt like it would just, I don't know, it would be like the first step towards making sure that my channel started fading out, I guess. And so it's just something that that I felt the channel needed to have, I guess. Let's put it that way. Not necessarily something that I felt like I had to do, because I mean that's originally how I phrased it, but it's a bad way of phrasing it, because how can it be something that it's not really that forced, because obviously we enjoy playing the game, so it's hard to put so much work. Whoop. Touch my mic there. It's hard to put so much work into something that you don't love. So, or it's hard to put so much work into something that you don't love. What I'm trying to say, guys, is that it's very obvious that we love what we're doing, or else we wouldn't be able to put this much work into it. Please disregard any clicking you might hear in the background, guys. Let's see here. How do I do this? I hate that they don't have any background music, because it makes everything really, really quiet, and like I feel like you guys can kind of just hear me breathe from my inside of my nostrils. It's just, let's get personal, right? Let's get personal with TheGreatBulbasaurus. Let's just get in there. So it does feel a little weird. It just if there was more background music, then it'd be easier to conceal some more of the background noise. And if you guys hear my sister screaming in the background, I apologize. That's just because they just got Smash, and so they're pretty excited about it. They're pretty excited about Smash Wii U. Let's see here. This isn't coming out too bad. This isn't coming out too bad at all. Just gonna go here. Oh, that's not bad. Yeah, that's a smooth line. Even if, oh god, no. Well, there goes that line. It was smooth, and then it got destroyed. But yeah, I kind of don't want to dive too much into Oris talk, because I mean, a lot of people still don't have the game, and some are still barely starting to enjoy it, and so we're trying to keep it spoiler free, because even in our playthrough, even in our Lumio's playthrough of it, we're not that far in. So let's not dive into too many details, other than saying that a lot of the changes that they made are very much welcomed. I have yet to hear someone actually complain about something like about one of the new additions. I've yet to hear someone say, "Oh my God, they should not have done that." So yeah, good job, Game Freak, once again. You will never stop making money. Congratulations. I think we're good here. I think we, yeah. It's time to sketch Inkei's face. Did you see the blue dotted lines across the head? They will help you place Inkei's features. The eyes are lined up along the horizontal line. The vertical line shows you the middle. What the hell? Shows you the middle of the face. This is where the beak goes. Beak, beak. On top of the face, you can add a line where Inkei's top covers its eyes. Construction shapes make placing everything much easier. Okay. I see you, big dog. Okay, eye there. Gotcha, gotcha. Eye there. Gotcha. Okay. And beak. Beak, beak. Gotcha. Gotcha, pencil, pencil. Gotcha, gotcha. Okay, cool. Let's just dive into it. So yeah, yeah. So let's, if anything, let's just get back more into Thanksgiving talk, I guess. For my family, what we do is we're okay. So there's two types of families at Thanksgiving. There's the ones that stay home and welcome guests in, and then there's the type that go out to meet all the guests because just situations make it so. And unfortunately for us, our situation is that our family is one of the few families that actually have access to cars. Believe it or not, this is a big problem, because every year we have to travel all the way to the north side of Chicago to visit both our grandmother and our aunt, which isn't a big deal, but it it is a little bit stressful that it has to happen every single year, you know? It'd be nice if just one year we could just stay home and just enjoy Thanksgiving here, with the family, with the immediate family. That would be great. Oh wait, I did not do the eyes. Hello. Okay, there's a beak. What, I feel like I put the line in the wrong place. Whatever. Right, I'm just gonna go in there. There we go. Okay, that whatever. That's kind of weird actually. That's kind of upsetting me right there. So I'm just gonna put the beak. There we go. Okay. So yeah, guys, do you have any weird Thanksgiving traditions? Let me know. Um, I don't think ours are that weird. I don't think having chicken as an option is that weird. I think maybe having shrimp is a little weird. I don't know. I haven't really heard that be a thing. We don't have the typical Thanksgiving, I guess, but it's not. I don't see it as that strange. I think it's just us adjusting to what we really like, and all in all, it's not. Even though the food does play a big part in it, it's not necessarily how we define it, I guess. Um, which I'm not saying, oh, because you define it with food, you guys are lame or anything. I'm just stating, guys. I'm just stating random facts. Why can't I get this Inkay eyeball to look like, not crackheadish? There we go. Okay. Yes. That is not better, but we're just gonna have to live with it. Let's do it. It's gonna have to live with it because circles. I can't. Okay. Now the details are in place so we can draw the final outline. I'm telling anything that's in blue, anything that's highlighted in blue now, I'm gonna go ham on it, okay? So, first, we'll follow the main shapes of the top and the body. So, just gonna click on this little other marker here and then the thickness there. And, yeah, okay. Actually, yeah, that's fine. Okay, not bad. So, I guess right here we can actually zoom in a little bit and maybe try and make up for previous mess ups. See me? I'm trying to curse. I'm trying not to curse. I'm trying not to curse, guys. Um, yeah. So what does suck is that we have to drive. It kind of seems like obligatory. We have to drive to my grandma's house. She unfortunately is bedridden, so there isn't much that we can do to help her situation. Um, she's been unable to walk for about I don't know, about I think 15 years, 10, 15 years. Um, I don't know. It's a little sad because she was actually the strongest woman that I knew when I was small. When I was a little kid, she was actually the strongest, most fierce lady you've ever seen in your life. Very independent. Never, left. left with her kids, including who would end up being my father, of course. Um, left from Puerto Rico to here, obviously, with the kids by herself, without needing no man. And managed to do fine. Managed to do fine. She carried the load pretty well. She was a very hardworking lady, and like I said, she didn't take crap from anybody. So, um, I don't know. I don't know. The part of what happened to her was actually very very tragic. She well, tragically tragic and very just really bad luck, to be honest. All that happened was that she was walking across the street with a couple of grocery bags, and she kind of just like tripped over the edge of the sidewalk in a really messed up way and landed on her back, hit like a I don't know, hit a spot in her spinal cord that just wasn't right. I don't know, and it just pretty much rendered her, um, I guess, unable to walk. Yeah, which is kind of messed up. Like you go out there and you're just taking care of your regular errands, and it's kind of fucked up to think that that kind of life-changing event could still happen to you just from carrying grocery bags. So, um, it's pretty disheartening to hear that, but um, she, I don't know. I mean, they told her that she could do rehab for, they told her that if she did hard rehab for like the next 5 years or so, whatever, that she could eventually start walking again. And I don't know. She just didn't want to. She just didn't want to do it. She just didn't want to do it, and part of it, I think, is because she was such a prideful lady that she didn't want to concede to the fact that she was gonna need a lot of help from people to make it past this. And she ended up not. She ended up not doing it. She ended up not doing it, and that's why, like I said, she's pretty much just been in bed for the last 10, 15 years. Um, argues with her nurse all the time. Doesn't like, doesn't like being treated like a child, obviously, like who would. And I don't know, part of me thinks that the reason she kind of just didn't want to fight anymore, I guess, was because she had fought her whole life. It was just one of those things where she was probably just, I don't know. She probably just reached a point where she was satisfied with her effort, where she was just like, you know what? I've done enough. I've raised some wonderful kids, they've moved on to live, um, happy lives, despite the fact that they did grow up a little troubled and grew up under some pretty messed up circumstances. And yeah, I think for her it was more just like, you know what, my job is done. I Some people, guys, some people don't have like with the way society is now, we're all aspiring to be, we all have like all these crazy goals and aspirations and stuff like that, but part of it is because we kind of have to just to live a normal life. Um, just to live what was possible before, because before you used to just be able to have like one person working in the household, and as long as that was a full-time job, that would be enough to pay for rent and all the bills. And it's not like that anymore. It's not like that anymore. It takes at least two working together just to even get by. And to find that partner is very very difficult, and I consider myself to be one of the lucky few. I believe I have found that. So, um, okay, let's see right here. I need to erase this line here. Um, but I guess what I'm saying, like I said, guys, for what we consider to be a success nowadays, before used to have a different definition. So my dad, coming from a very chaotic childhood, Um, and my mom coming from the same. Their their definition of success didn't revolve around what kind of line of work they ended up doing or what kind of career path they ended up with or how much money they could attain or any of that, to be honest. What they considered, what they, their definition of success was to have a stable family. That's what they, if they could just accomplish this, then they would be, they would have at that point created something that they themselves never had. And that is success. That is achievement. That is achieving something that's something that you can hang your hat on in life. That's something that you can just die happy knowing that you accomplished, And it does suck that, we kind of take those things for granted now. And it's good to have holidays like Thanksgiving that kind of remind us about those things. Um, before we fast forward 5 hours later into the day and we're all trampling each other for that PS4 special. Um, so yeah, I guess guys in the comment section below, what do you consider success? What do you what would you be happy with? I guess at the end of your life, what would you want to accomplish? What would you want to leave behind on this world before it ends? Because we nothing nothing is guaranteed. You could go out, get some groceries, slip on a fucking ledge, and yeah, that's it. And I really don't say that to try and be like a bit of a downer or anything like that. It's more so try and appreciate a little more, no? For that, if you're able to walk and you're able to um, love and you're able to just eat on a daily basis without any trouble or interact with people or some people aren't as lucky, so it's more just trying to be grateful about everything. So let me know, guys. Let me know what you consider to be success. What are your aspirations? Because um yeah, let's move on to the next step. With the outline done, I'm going to turn off the construction shapes overlay. Remember, you can tap this icon if you need to get it back. Our pencil sketch has done its job too, so let's erase it. Here we go. That's a pretty big eraser. Okay. That's pretty cool. So we're just erasing all the little red lines. It's hard to tell how many layers there are. So is it 3 layers in this drawing, or I'm guessing it's 3, but they do a horrible job at showing it to you because you got your outline layer, which we just did, and then you got your construction shapes layer, which they don't show. And then we have that layer where we are tracing the construction shapes, kind of, and that's like a 4th layer. I don't know, because they're definitely not. It's definitely not the coloring layer. So now it's time for a splash of color. We'll start with a bright blue to fill in Inkei's body. Okay, here we go. It just seems weird that those words are highlighted. That's all. We'll start with a bright blue to. Wait, I already did that. Hold on. Okay. All right, Professor. I got you. Boom, 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 boom. As far as me, guys, aspirations. See, that changed. That changed since high school. In high school, ironically, guys, this is gonna be kind of ironic because we're here, going over doing an LP right here now, right, for a game that is trying to teach you how to draw a little bit. My drawing skills, I don't think were ever great. They were never great, and if you guys hear the dog in the background, that's because they're putting the flute, and he likes to sing. That's what our dog likes to do whenever they play the flute. It likes to go. It likes to just like growl to its, or howl, I guess howl would be the right word, to the loudest of its ability. And so, oh my god, that's the wrong I just used the wrong tool there. Whoops. I think I was supposed to use this one. There you go. That's what I wanted. Okay, how do I take that back? I guess I don't. I guess I just try to just go off of that. And thank you. Big thank you once again goes to Sarcasm Sickness for shutting the dog up. Why does my NK look? Why is my NK's beak so massive? Oh my lord. Um, but yeah, let's get back on track. Aspirations, aspirations. Like I said, guys, back in high school, drawing was not really my forte. Let's see. Now we'll use a white marker to color the whole top and the eyes as well. Okay. I drawing was my main hobby, but I was pretty honest with myself. I knew that I did not have enough skill at it to turn it into something, and I knew I wasn't gonna have enough money to go to art school, or didn't really want to, you know, like come up with the loans or all that money to go to art school. I thought that I could teach myself something I could develop, and so that's when design happened. I honestly will concede to the fact that there are so many just in this community alone. Most of the artists out there that are doing commissions and stuff like that, including my girlfriend, including like Unburdened Boost, Skizzer, there's Kuro, there's just off the top of my head, there's so many of them. There's even like Slice Layer 95, and he started messing around with the tablet. There's Callum, there's George, Missing Toast. There's I know I'm missing a couple. Obviously Dino, but it's hard to, drawing is not really, that would be putting lightly what she does. Um, yeah, like these people have way better drawing ability than I do. Have way better drawing ability than I do. And you could say that they would probably be better suited to doing a series like this. But maybe at the same time, someone who could work on their drawing skills, such as myself, would be able to relate a little bit more with you guys who also possibly purchase a game to improve yours. So I guess in that sense, this is a pretty decent fit. Um, and I apologize for saying a lot right now, but it's more just trying to get the words out. It's just trying to get the words out while drawing, which is actually very hard to do. It's very hard to concentrate on the drawing and then try and come up with words. Can't words right now. I can't words, but for whatever reason, I think I don't know. They're coming out okay. They're coming out okay. And so I knew that I wasn't gonna make something out of drawing. I guess let's put it that way. When it came to lighting and shadowing and all the things that I did see some of the better drawers in my school, be able to do, I was not able to match them at all whatsoever. I wasn't even in the same league, and so I started, thinking about it more about business, in a business kind of aspect. So okay, well, where do I take it then? If I'm hoping to try and if I'm hoping to try and make a living off of it, or if I'm hoping to try and be able to support something long term, or at the very least use it as a stepping stone towards something else, what would it be? What applies to businesses? And that's what graphic design was. Oh my lord. Professor, I think I did something wrong. My EK's top looks different from yours. Oh my god. Ah, don't worry. That's a simple mistake to make. Let me explain. You failed. That's it. That's my simple explanation. Um, the pink jelly in Inkei's top is surrounded by a layer of clear white jelly. When drawn in Inkei, the pink doesn't quite reach the outline and leaves a white border. Okay. Alright, guys. My NK is really not looking as good as this, but like I said, guys, that's part of what we were just talking about. My drawing skills could definitely use some work. I can't circles, but I'd like to meet the artist who can. And I'd like to see you draw a perfect circle. Aha. Okay, let me go back here. I gotta go really back. Oh my lord, that was big time fail. Yeah, let's see. So I was starting to think, what could I do? What could I do that would, that would be more, I guess, business oriented? What could I rely on a little more? And I'm not sure how much I went over this in the last episode, but I did eventually just choose to go towards graphic design because when it came to design, there was more rules to it. Um, it wasn't as subjective. You can come up with certain standards to apply to everything that you're doing, and you can kind of guarantee that something will look, quote unquote good, because you've applied the design basics, or you've applied the protocol. You applied the protocol to make sure that it doesn't look like crap. And so, oh my god, get in there. There you go. And so, yeah, so, but that's what I decided to dedicate my time to, and I luckily was able to snag a job pretty early when I was 19, um, just a year after high school. Right at that age where you're trying to decide whether taking that year off of a high school was a good thing, or taking that year off of college, sorry, was a wise decision. And why is it that mine? Okay, when I draw just a little bit, right, it comes off like looking so blotchy, and like the one up there looks like so clean. How does that happen? Why does that happen? Okay, whatever. All right, I'm just gonna seriously look. Every layer I had just makes it worse. Oh my lord. Um, and yeah, and just to show you guys, or just to, I guess, let you know that it could be anything that can trigger like that next event in your life. I got the job playing Madden online for 2008, which is the latest and only Madden game that will, you know, yeah, it's the latest Madden game. They're not gonna make any more after that. After for the PC, 2008 is the latest version. So I played the guy. He was just like, "Hey man, you want to play another game?" I'm like, "Nah, I gotta go work on this logo." He's like, "Oh, you do logos?" Like, "Yeah." He's like, "Oh, cool, man. I was looking for someone who does logos." Like, "No way, man." And long story short, that guy invested in me, and oh, damn it, I forgot to draw the beak. How do I do this? Can I go back? Let me go back. There we go. I'll go back. There you go. Okay, thank you. Um, yeah, that guy invested in my training and invested in my development, and here we are, 7 years later. um, but the problem, so this is what I mean by goals and aspirations change, because 7, 8 years later, the only thing I've noticed every year is that the value of a creative has gone down. It's gone. It just keeps going down for whatever reason, even though it's something. Oh my lord! It looks like he's bleeding. um, it's gone down every year by year, just a little bit. And it's because for whatever reason, there's people willing to sell themselves shorter for that little bit of exposure. Every year, there's I don't know, just someone else who's just like, oh, I'll do it for less. I'll do it for less. I don't, money not important to me, but it's not about money being important to you. It's more about making sure that your fellow artist doesn't have to now lower their pricing to, to meet the people's expectations now. And so the problem now is that every year, um, those kind of people just keep popping up, and websites that take advantage of those people, they also keep coming up. So what happened here? Oh my lord! I need like an outline pen right here. I need to put it right here, just a little bit. There we go. That kind of looks a little better. Um, so yeah, so my original aspiration, guys, sometimes I am a little kid. My original aspiration, guys, was to, try and do design for a living, which I guess I can still do. I still have the ability to do, but I've noticed that the only way to do it is to do a lot of corporate work, and that does not make me happy, guys. That does not make me happy. I'm a child at heart. It seems weird, or it just doesn't fit me well to try and use my imagination towards, creating a booklet for life insurance. It just those two things just don't go hand in hand. And while I have trained myself enough to be able to do it, the right way, the way that they want me to, it doesn't make me happy ultimately. It ultimately does not make me happy, and this Inkay looks really, really messed up. I don't know why. Oh, okay, I see it now. I see why. I see why. You see this white line right here? This white? No, that's not white. It's something else. Whoops. Nope. Whoop. Okay, hold on. I messed up there. Let's go back here, and let's go back to white, and there you go. Okay, that's why. For whatever reason, that was a problem. And there we go. We fixed it. What was I saying? I forgot. I forgot what I was saying. No. Are we done? I think we're done here. Let's move on to the next step. Yes. We'll use the white again to draw the highlights in the eyes. Okay. Does that work? Yeah, that works. Boom, 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 boom. All right, here we go. And so, yeah, like I said, guys, it's just not. I don't know. It became one of those things where you just get tired of seeing all these other people profit from your design work, and then never have enough time to, work on your own, which is that was a real issue, because the problem with corporate work is that they need stuff on a weekly basis, which is good for income. The fact that they have like weekly events and stuff like that they need stuff to, that their websites need daily maintenance, that they're, all this other stuff that is very high paying, but is also mind numbing. It saps away your creativity. So by the time you're done with it, I don't know. It takes a specific kind of person to be able to handle it. And for me, I'm not too proud of a person to admit that I can't really handle that. I thought I could, and for a really long time I was, and I don't know. It just stopped feeling right. It stopped feeling good. It just wasn't that rewarding for a long time. Oh, apparently I had my DS volume on. Sorry about that, guys. That was a little weird. Let's see here. I think this Inkay is done. I messed up big time on it, but whatever. I'm just gonna keep moving along. I don't know where it went wrong, but it did. This is the final step. Let's use yellow to draw the lights on Inkay's top. Awesome. Okay. Shouldn't be too hard, right? The only issue is that I didn't draw mine the way you did, so the way you draw your circles might not look that good on mine. We're about to find out right now, though. Ooh. Okay, here we go. Here we go. Get that in there. Get that in there. Yes, right there. All right. And so that's why I am pretty grateful to this community in general. It actually allows me to keep my essence, I guess you could say, my soul. The work is, while at times it can be kind of tough to brainstorm, or it can be a little bit tedious, the end result is always worth it. Always makes up for it, because we're all just lovers of the game. We're all just big fans. We're all just the way this game, or this franchise, I guess, impacted our lives, we can never forget. Can never forget how stress-free it was to just wake up, train some Pokemon, play with your friends, and just share. Essentially, it did promote sharing. Okay, see, that doesn't look right. That looks horrible. Oh my lord. Oh, that looks bad. That looks so bad. That circle does not look right in there. We're just gonna go with it. I'm sorry. Sorry, Inkay. Well done. You've drawn Inkay. I'm sorry. Look at my Inkay. I keep raising the volume. I don't know why. Well, I'm sorry. Look at my Inkay. This is my best so far. Oh, yours is pretty neat as well, I suppose. It's good to see you each improving at your own pace. You now know. Wait, what the hell? You now know how to sketch from construction shapes in your drawings. You can keep practicing this new skill in the mini lessons. Or, if you're feeling confident, the final exercise of the Novice course is now unlocked. If you complete that, you will become an apprentice at last. See you soon. Alright guys, lesson complete. Road to Apprentice, I guess is what we're going to title the next one. Maybe not though. It's a really long. It's already a long title. What's the title right now? It's like Pokemon Art Academy episode number 4 with the Great Bulbasaurus. There's no room for titles. I guess we can add the background. Let's do it. Let's do it. There we go. Anyways, save and finish. Yes, of course. Unless I don't have any room on my Z card right now because of Alpha Sapphire. Nah, it's more than enough space. Alright guys, thank you guys for joining us. I apologize if I got a little too personal there. I guess it's just easy to do that when you're just when you're just drawing, or you're just in another kind of reality. It becomes easier to express yourself. So even right here it says, you've been playing Art Academy for a while. Why not take a break to refresh your perspective? My perspective is more than refreshed. Thank you very much. Alright guys, I don't know if should we continue on with this? I think you're ready for another of the 8 rules of drawing Pokemon. Well, I'm not gonna be able to resume this in the next episode, so you might as well guys. Alright. Hey, I thought for a minute you forgot, Professor. Oh my god, the 8 rules should be taught as guidelines. They aren't meant to restrict you. So more like pointers for creating awesome card illustrations. That's a good way to see it. With that in mind, let's look at the next rule. Draw forth the appeal of the character. That's rule number 1. It's always good to draw Pokemon in poses and settings that match the character. Have a look at this official Pokemon card illustrations of Mamoswine. That's not Mamoswine. Okay, here Mamoswine is illustrated in a snowy, mountainous setting, which is his natural habitat. It wouldn't be appropriate to Mamoswine's character to place it in a very different setting, now would it? Like a hot desert? Precisely. That would look rather odd. The next official Pokemon card illustration shows Charmander in a hot, rocky area. Okay, not bad. That setting suits Charmander because it's a fire-type Pokemon, right? Right. Don't interrupt me next time. It's commonly found in the hot mountainous area, so the illustration is very fitting. Awesome, I do love Charmander. You're in luck then. Charmander is the subject of is the subject of one of our newly unlocked mini lessons. I'll add this rule to your extra section so that you can review it at any time. You may find reviewing the rules to be a good source of inspiration. I'll see you both next lesson. Alright, woo! We have unlocked the Pikachu! Pikachu! Oh god, I actually don't mind Pikachu. I actually don't hate it as much as other people do. I'm okay with Pikachu. Pikachu's okay. Pikachu's my little buddy. He's alright. Yeah, guys, I'm trying to see if there was anything I left out there. Not really, guys. Not really. Thank you guys for joining us in this episode of Pokemon Art Academy here at LumioseStation. Thank you guys for, I guess, giving me a way to express my thoughts a little bit more. And sorry if I bored you guys too much or if I was a little bit of a downer. I do apologize. Let me know. I believe I asked like 7 billion questions, and if you choose to answer any of them, just leave it in the comment section below. Be sure to submit your entries to #Lumiose Art Academy, guys. We really need more entries. That'd be great. It does go a long way to support the series. It goes, just makes the team more active, which is always awesome. And your guys' support has been amazing. Thank you guys for joining us. See you next time. Until then, keep on sprouting.